Thank you, Chairman. I'm Takaharu Kameoka from the University of Japan. Today, I will make a presentation entitled A Sensing Approach to Fruit Growing. So agriculture in the 20th century was very successful in terms of explosively growing population. However, there were serious problems arising, such as serious impacts on the environment, high resource consumption, and food safety and reliability issues. Toward sustainable agriculture systems in the 21st century, a lot of efforts have been made for the adaptation to changing climate, the environmental friendly agriculture, and the smart agriculture with energy saving. So science-based agriculture and how to use ICT in agriculture is very important to overcome these issues. So we have been making demonstration experiments of wireless sensor network application to agriculture for more than 3 years. Using these two farms, one is a Mandarin orange farm, the other is a Tominoka winery for viniculture. This figure shows the Mandarin orange test field. At the target field 4 years ago, mulch and drip irrigation system was applied. Mulch sheet is a waterproof, moisture vapor, permeable sheet. Because of the mulch sheet, most of rainfall does not go into the soil, so that meaningful irrigation control is possible. In addition, a monitoring device called field server was installed at the field, and it collects temperature, humidity, and solar radiation. This figure shows a schematic diagram for our data acquisition system of the present test field. At the test field, field server and weather station of ECHO collects environmental information, such as temperature, humidity, solar radiation, rainfall, and so on. We used 4 sensor nodes, and watermark sensors were attached to 3 of them to collect distributed data for soil moisture. In order to make easy to use ECHO, we changed the default gateway to the Linux box with SD memory card as system memory. Then we constructed the database server at the University as state server. In addition, we adopted mobile telephone network for internet connection. So data collected by field server and ECHO is stored and managed on the same server at the university. Today, taking this orchard for example, the basics for the agricultural sensors of wireless sensor network is discussed to build up the science-based agriculture. As you can see, a lot of complicated information is in the farm. The farm can be divided into 2 parts. One is the farmland itself, and the other is a set of players, plants, farmers, and the microbes living in the soil, which deeply involved with farmland. So this is farmland itself. Farmland has its weather and soil information. With or without plants, the weather information like this does not change. Therefore, only weather station or field server is necessary to measure the local weather, such as temperature, humidity, wind direction, wind velocity, pressure, rainfall, insolation, and CO2. From the viewpoint of thermology, the climate is characterized by the accumulated growing degree days, AGDD, and the accumulated daily solar variations, ADSR. This heat sum method is simple and quite old, but has a theoretical foundation in the kinetics of biochemical reactions. Therefore, AGDD is an index of plant metabolism. On the other hand, ADSR is an index of plant photosynthesis. In the calculation of AGDD, the average temperature for a given day is calculated as a simple mean of the maximum and minimum temperatures observed that day. From this average, a base temperature is subtracted and values summed. The magnitude of the base temperature depends on the type of plant under consideration. The relationship between ADSR and AGDD is very important as a climate characteristics of the subject farmland. And of course, rainfall information is necessary. These two curves show the relationship between ADSR and AGDD. Each curve is regarded as a climate characteristics of each farmland this year until August 22nd. This is a Mandarin orange orchard, and this is a vineyard. You can find the difference between two farmlands. And in this case, I use the base temperature at 0 degrees. So this shows the characteristics of Mandarin orange farmland. This is 2011 last year, and this is this year, 2012. The difference is not significant. And this is a comparison of rainfall between year data and average one, these 5 years. Each year data is the difference from average value. As you can see, fluctuations are big. In the case of Mandarin orchard farmland, cultivation management is quite different every year because of the rainfall difference. Since the water in the soil is very important, an annual totalizing range should be characterized similarly to AGDD and ADSR and added like this. This is the farmland. Farmland has its soil information. The information, especially soil micro changes with plants. Biologically, the best evaluation index of soil at the present seems to be the diversity of soil microbial community and its vital value showing the biological richness of the soil. This method is developed by Dr. Yokoyama in National Agricultural Research Center in Japan. This is a procedure for soil microbial community test. So we prepare the soil sample first and then make a suspension and directly put into the powder plate. This is a standard plate with 96 kinds of nourishment source of the microbe. This is a result example of soil microbial diversity and vitality value. The left-hand side is so biologically poor thing, and the right-hand side shows the biologically rich side. So visually and from the value, it's quite significant. So this is a comparison between soils in each nation. You can easily find superiority or inferiority. But the Japanese one is champion data of Japan, so the average one is a little bit larger than France type. So according to Dr. Yokoyama, soil in Taiwan is similar to New Zealand. So in the science-based agriculture, the understanding from the viewpoint of the plant physiology is extremely important. The objective of science-based agriculture is the establishment and optimal bigger control method of canopy by using some sensors. When considering the water movement, the water potential measurement, and the control in soil plant atmosphere continuum SPAC, which is the pathway for the movement from soil to plant to the atmosphere, is very important. So the measurement of soil moisture content is very important. Considering root zone, in this case, since the root zone is 30 centimeters deep, two soil moisture sensors should be installed in different depths. In this case, 15 centimeters deep and 30 centimeters deep. So another important thing is the measurement of soil moisture distribution of the farm by using TDR. Since the soil of the orchard is extremely hard, stainless nail was installed previously. Then put the TDR needle just on the head of the nail, measured like this. So this is the soil moisture distribution map created based on TDR measurement. According to the map, we set up sensor nodes where the soil moisture is lower and where it can be an index of irrigation management. When digging the soil and directly burying these types of sensor, this is the watermark in an orchard, physical structure becomes different from original structure, which means reliable data cannot be obtained. Therefore, we bury the sensor by connecting to a PVC pipe to minimize the change in physical structure of soil. In the spec, the most important information is the water flow in the plant. This information indicates the water stress of the tree as well as somatal conductors, transpiration rate, and leaf net photosynthetic rate. This is a newly developed subflow sensor for sensing the water flow as a grape tree. Sensor is like this. Since we have just started this experiment, I cannot show you the results in detail. But according to the August 30th discussion, very precise information could be obtained. Subflow is related to GS, this is a somatal conductance, and TR, transpiration rate, and TN, a leaf net photosynthetic rate. So the subflow sensor seems to be indispensable to diagnose physiological status. From now on, we will start to develop a new type which can be connected to a new sensor node, which is explained later. This is a result of subflow sensor. The top data is obtained by the sensors installed at the chute. The bottom data is by sensors installed at the stem. The subflow here is divided into chutes. Therefore, each chute flow is unique because its direction to the sun. Furthermore, since the sugar accumulation, the key process determining fruit quality is controlled by both the translocation of sucrose and their metabolism in developing fruits. Non-destructive measurement of sucrose in the sheep tube should be developed. This is the present situation of the development of the MEMS FTIR spectrometer. This is the EU, so the information. So the project is started from 2008 and until 2012 this year. And this is so Sire Systems one from Egypt. So in Japan, we are also developing the MEMS FTR spectrometer. So if this is completed, it might be applicable for non-destructive measurement of sucrose in the sieve tube. Another important point of view is the photoenvironment canopy based on synecology. As is shown here, the interaction of plants causes a dark bottom layer of canopy. Increase in productivity of a plant canopy may result from increasing leaf area index, LAI. This LAI is a key parameter in ecophysiology. The definition is the total one-sided area of leaf tissue per unit ground surface area. And we have to also know the increasing photosynthetic activity of leaves. In canopy photosynthesis, plant canopy photosynthesis, canopy lighting interception, and plant productivity of fruit are important. This is a tablet-type wireless temperature and humidity sensor, which is used in plant factory of our project. We are planning to add a light sensor of this tablet type 1. The detail is like this. In order to use this for measuring the photoenvironment canopy, we are developing the new type with illumination sensor for the determination of LAI. So in agriculture, the purpose is to harvest a fixed quantity of agricultural product with high quality. In order to do so, firstly, dry matter production should be maximized based on canopy photosynthesis with respiration. Then mass transfer to the yield part should be maximized, controlling the sucrose translocation. It is difficult to develop sensors for plant vigor detection. When it is possible to develop, the developing expenses often pile up. Therefore, in agriculture, utilization of the 5 sensors of the human body has to be more considered. Owing to the 5 senses, human, even children, can be a sensor if he or she has a comparable tool, cellular or smartphone. For example, in the orchard, you can easily compare the fruit color on the tree with the color chart and determine the color sample, same as fruit, instantly. Then you can input the color sample number by using the smartphone. This is an imitation fruit for hardness sensing to find the water stress of the tree. You can compare the hardness of the fruit with this tool. Then I find the similar imitation fruit and put the number in the cellular or smartphone. These are children as a sensor who are actually in the Vietnam project. Same as the previous 2 slides, they only put the temperature or some other things to smartphone. So once the information directly from the plant can be possible, cultivation model like this is indispensable. From now, I'd like to talk about the structure of data handling and data aggregation and the data integration on the web page. There are a lot of data such as sensing data at the field or cultivation manual or other data. However, data itself does not help farmers much. So the data should be integrated and converted into information, then provided to farmers anytime they want. Our final goal is converting data into information by integrating data, information to knowledge by integrating data, and information and knowledge to wisdom. Unlike in the many systems that exist for the Internet of Things, the Web of Things is about reusing the web standards to connect the quickly expanding ecosystem or embedded devices built into everyday smart object. This shows the position of the Web of Things in the web history. When you handle and combine the streaming data from any sensors via wireless sensor network, including human sensors that are relevant to context of cultivation management, you get information that can be used. It is extremely important to make decision-maker more efficient by understanding observed environment. For example, the information might be the second opinion for excellent farmers. As is shown here, we are developing a guide wire which connects wireless sensor network to farmers. From here, I would like to introduce our data handling of wireless sensor network. These are the measurement items for each node in Mandarin or in the orchard. We collect the data representing the farm by field server and weather station node 1 and the distributing data by sensors attached to node 2, 3, and 4. The distance between node 1 to node 4 is about 150 meters. This shows the latest data reference on Google Maps. This application displays the latest data stored in database for each node. This figure shows a graphical representation reference. In graphical representation, we designed to display data set grouped by association to understand the orchard condition easier. In this case, soil moisture value at 2 different depths and rainfall are shown. This figure shows the numerical data reference displaying the data for seasonal period of time. This is merged data. This is the data from field server, and this is the data from ECHO. And this function was created based on the weather observation statistics. Therefore, field data similar to Amida's format becomes available. This Tominoka winery of Suntory is one of the most famous wineries with 100 years history in Japan. We started wireless sensor network project for making another 100 years history from now on. We have applied a wireless sensor network shown here for the purpose of smart viniculture management. Therefore, scientific-based viniculture and long-term monitoring of cultivation environment are required for higher quality wine production. I'd like to conclude my talk. The important sensors for wireless sensor network in agriculture are for farmland, weather station sensor or soil water potential, sensor for biological richness of the soil. For plants, subprobe sensor, light temperature humidity sensor, MEMS FTIR for translocation for sucrose. As the future works, there are tasks from 3 aspects. First one is data acquisition. More studies on collecting high precision data and the relation between data and plants are much more required. And also, suitable usage of sensors, especially sensors for plants, should be developed. Second, from data utilization, verification of data and study to link between collecting data and plants are necessary. So the calculation model is very important. Last one is from human interface. The development of decision support software providing information is very important, and it should be visually and comprehensively. And the second opinion for excellent farmers from science-based agricultural point of view using wireless sensor network and ICT is desired. Lastly, I'd like to introduce the development of wireless sensor network for agriculture in Japan. As is shown here, General Incorporated Organization Alpha is a group of ICT experts in agriculture, and leads the development of wireless sensor network and its application for agriculture in Japan. Under Alpha's effort, in December 2012 in Japan, SDG Innovation Corporation is going to start a wireless sensor network enterprise for agriculture. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to be here to make this presentation. The title of this presentation is ICT in e-agriculture case study. In this study, I will just focus on the network infrastructure of application of ICT. In my presentation, I participate in 5 sections. Section 1, I introduce the motivation of ICT in agriculture. Second, I will explain why WSN technology is suitable for ICT for agricultural application. And section 3, I will illustrate some WSN related application, and based on analysis, based on this related application, we can construct a generic network infrastructure for agricultural application. And section 4, I illustrate field deployment that is developed in Taiwan, and finally make a conclusion. Sorry. Yeah. Handle is one of the major economic pests in Taiwan, and it affects more than 18 kinds of fruit, especially oriental fruit fly. Second, Spaghettiolus is an agricultural pest that feeds on a wide range of plants and has been recorded from over 40 mostly ecological plant families. And at the present time, economic pest control will depend on manual cutting by farmers, and second, depend on the number of pests captured by trap. And all of these record is reported by government officials. In order to design when and where to apply pesticides, it is an important task to design an automatic ecological monitoring system. Sorry. This is the distribution map of Oriental fruit fly in the world, and the red and the pink color indicate recorded by nation, and the green and the blue color point recorded by subnational. In Taiwan, right now the Oriental fruit fly status is presented. And this in American States, the fly family also present in American States, especially in Hawaii and the western coast along Mexico boundary, Florida and the Caribbean and most Central America. From 2006 to 2010, in American States, the purpose of the strategic goal to prevent fly family attack is early detection purpose. So there are 160K traps in 10 states and Puerto Rico. The purpose of the goal of this strategy is to prevent individual fruit fly introduction from becoming established population. Second, prevent the spread of fruit fly from infected area with the United States. And three, mitigate the risk of introduction of exotic fruit fly from off-sale source. This is the Oriental fruit fly monitor system in Taiwan, which is established in 1994. There are about 600 monitor stations deployed in about 6 towns. So there are 9 tests per town. And the monitor in this stage, the monitor results are manually measured. So the report 3 times per month. So the time scale is about 10 days. So it could take around 20 days to collect service data to issue an agricultural warning signal to the farmer. And the waypoint that is shown for the monitor station deployed in Taiwan. Based on the board observation, we can find the traditional population size monitoring system is measured by manual. So the monitoring space is restricted, and the time is very long, and the labor power is very large. So apply automatic information and communication technology to deployment the technological monitoring system is necessary. Not only can resolve the problem induced by traditional population size monitoring, but also it can improve all-child management by real-time management. There are some networks that can be applied in ICT for agriculture, but I think WSN is the best choice for this application. WSN consists of a lumbar compact device with wireless communication capability, and each device can be deployed to peripheral region to measure meteorological effects. This is the WSN wireless sensor node development in Taiwan. These 3 developed by NTU, and this is developed by NTSU, National Tsinghua University, which is called the October 2. And in our system, we developed the ecological monitoring system by October 2. From now, we have a conclusion that it is necessary to develop the automatic ecological monitoring system. And what of the network infrastructure we can deploy? The WSN is one of candidates. There are 5 characteristics of the wireless sensor network that is suitable for ICT in agriculture. First, the WSN deployment of WSN is easy. Second, wire cost of WSN is pretty low. And 3, WSN is suitable for place where wiring is difficult. And 4, WSN can be deployed in no power supply area. And 5, WSN belongs to the dynamic and autonomous operation network. That is, WSN can be self-organized into an operational network. Because WSN has these 5 good characteristics, so it is very suitable for agricultural application. But WSN has 2 limitations in application. One is limited power supply. The other is limited memory and the processing capability. But these 2 limitations can be resolved. Because in agricultural application, if we use WS wireless sensor node, the power consumption of wireless sensor node is very low. So we can use battery or use sonar can resolve this problem. Second, because the amount of data in agricultural application is very low, so the requirement of memory and the processing capability is also very small. Based on this limitation also can be removed. Based on this observation, we can find why the sensor network is the most suitable candidate in agricultural application. This slide shows the advantage in ecological monitoring when applied WSN technology. One, it can remove distance between the researcher and the observation site. Second, the temporary and the spatial depth monitor afforded by this technology promise to reveal an observable polynomial. Third, sampling intensity over large spatial scale, which otherwise could not be feasible even with an arm of graduate students or professional level. For observing phenomena unobtrusively, for example, wild-created or sacrificed animals, and so on. So far, I have explained why WSN technology is suitable for agricultural application. And in this section, I illustrate some applications of WSN technology. And based on these applications of WSN technology, we can construct a general network infrastructure for agricultural application. First one, I will explain the WSN application to motor speed control. In this figure, it shows the sensor node is stored near the motor, and the sense data can directly transfer via WSN network to the supervisory range. And the supervisory better precision and prepare this symbol to control the motor operation. But in this case, the motor and the supervisory range is very costly. So you just it just uses WSN network can transfer the data. And this is the other case, the application of WSN technology to agriculture. In this case, a real-time wireless smart sensor array applied to scheduled irrigation. And the sensor node here includes 3 oil watermark sensors and 2 thermal coupler. And the detailed data to send to the controller, and the then controller decide when to schedule the irrigation. And this is the modified sensor node, smart sensor node with rising transmitter in the inner field. And this is the applications of WSN technology in fishery. In this case, the WSN network deployment here and the transport to the service station, and the service station transfer the data via microwave to the land station or the other service station, or transfer the data via satellite communication to the land station or service station. In this case, the sense data and the control host or backend data center is so far, so it needs to have a device that convert WSN network into the other network infrastructure or the other communication technology. And this is the application of WSN technology to ecological. That is habitat monitoring and green duck iceberg. And in this application, the sensor node is here, and the transportation node of about gateway. That is convert the WSN network into the other transient network. And send the data to the base station, and base station then transfer the data through the internet to the data center. And the operator maybe can locate any fail, then through internet to access the data center. This is the WSN application in ecological that is developed by AIMS. AIMS set up a large-scale wireless sensor network to monitor various environment parameters and CDR in Australia. In this application also, the WSN sensor network is here, and then the sense data via WSN network transport to the base station. The base station is an embedded PC and communication tower, then connect to the signal, and then use the wireless link or satellite communication transport the data to the base station at the AIMS. And this is the application of WSN to environment monitoring, especially on volcanic activity monitoring. Also, the WSN network deployment nearly the volcanic, and then the sense data can transfer to the base station, and then base station via freeway radio modem for long distance communication to the backend data center or data control center. Based on the board observation, we can find if we want to use WSN in agriculture, we need to integrate 3 different networks. One is sensor network. The other is long distance communication network. For example, it can use GSM module, or it also can use wireless mesh network, or it also can use wide mesh or 4G, 3G network, and so on. And the other is also include internet network. So the network infrastructure for WSN, so the network infrastructure for ICT in agricultural application is belong to multidisciplinary engineering. It needs to integrate many different kinds of network. And this figure shows, this figure is the general network infrastructure based on previous application case. So in generally, WSN in sensor in monitoring area, and then transfer the data to the gateway. And this gateway convert the WSN network to the other network. And this network have one property that is long distance communication. So you can choose the suitable as you can, and then send this data to the monitoring center. And the operator can, through internet, to access the monitoring center to get the related data. From now, I will introduce one ecological monitor system that is developed in Taiwan. Okay, that is developed in Taiwan, and in this system, I will just introduce the gateway function and the sensor node function. And the gateway function it has three main functions. One is to convert protocol converter that transport WSN network into the other wireless communication network. Second, it is the gateway controller that it can control overall network. And three, it has a weather monitoring station. So here, the gateway contains the base station and transmit and receive data to and from sensor node. Second, transmit sense data to remote control center via GSM. In our case, it's used by GSM, but in the other case, maybe you can use 4G, 3G. And the functionality, it can reinitialize the network and adjust power and send the messages via SMS to the backend data center. And also can remove network reset. If necessary, it also can be image stream via SMS multimedia. And this is PC-based via gateway. External communication is considered as one automated weather station and one wind speed and the rainfall water. This is the internal configuration. And the automated weather station is produced by Lacrosse Technology. This is the GUI interface for the weather station. This slide shows the main system architecture of the via gateway. It can do three modules. One sensor node module. That is, we apply the Apova 2, which is developed by NTSU, and the OS is Tiny OS. And the Apova 2 via USB connect to the gateway station. And the gateway station has the gateway station program has three parts. One is Java Tiny OS library. Second, Sun Java JDK, and three control core. And we use UART interface to connect GSM module to transfer data to the host control platform. This is another kind of via gateway energy efficient. I will skip this one. And this is the misoriented via gateway. That is replace the PC by embedded system. Okay. this is the next protocol for the WSN. In this phase, we have the initialization phase and the transition data phase. Okay, this is the distribution of our network in Taiwan and the weak deployment many phase. This is Yilan, Pinlin, Taichung, Changhua, Jiayi, Pingdong. Finally, I make a conclusion. Compared between manual and automatic ecological monitoring system, WSN-based, the labor power is low, count interval is event trigger, sensing range is scalable, sensing accuracy, synchronization somewhere in time. Real-time report, it is real-time alarm, but the conditional is not available. Compare the traditional method, WSN-based remove brain tail interpretation and the follow video. It automatic data aggregation, reduce the inputs on ecology, avoid the problem of hardware, increasing the sending area flexibility, and the number of signals is enormous. If WSN-based remove brain tail interpretation is worked with solar battery system, the past fiber in this field can be coped with effectively. Sorry. Generally, our WSN-based remote brain health inspection can be deployed almost everywhere in Taiwan, which GSM syndrome reach. Finally, the proposed WSN-based remote brain health inspection is designed in the phasing modularization, and there is a high stability. As long as any sensor support for the other tests that are in test is available, then our WSN-based remove brain health inspection can easily integrate the sensor and adapt to other applications. Thank you for your attention. Sorry.
Okay. Professor Wang gave more many survey in the application of WSN, so he spent a lot of time to his survey. Okay. Is there any question? Okay.
I have one question. Do you consider the affection by the ground surface and the pier, the mountain, and the tree heights in WSN?
But then, can you repeat your question?
Yeah. You know, the WSN the distribution in the different space.
Yeah.
In the space there is mountain and here, so the transmission will be affected.
Yeah.
The tree grown from lower to high.
Yeah.
I think that also is affected.
So we will use external antenna to enhance the radio signal. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Professor.
And the case analyzer is look for our framework and discuss the development field. Our sensor node and graphics are in the very degree genius of our institute. And we also, I also work in the AFITA working group for here, and Lansan and Islam connected. I will. This is my talk. I will talk about our green first and our products in server and agriculture model framework to develop agriculture model easily. And also talk about data broker, net broker, and then I introduce you recent project we are expanding. And we also introduce you our agricultural working group activities and conclude. Yeah. 5 years ago in Japan, program in agriculture feels very expensive because the market range is so small. Only 1,000 application software package sold is good enough to for the developer. So it's so high cost. So we are doing this. We are studying this kind of image. All of our data put in on the models and another node and another data. All these things put it onto the internet. We were doing this 15 years ago. This is our dream. So to realize this kind of thing, image, we developed many components. One is the field server, field sensor node, developed by Dr. Hiraki. And another thing is the model base, and database of models. Not only database of models, this is used for of course coding, also developed, implemented in this system. And another thing is the data navigation service. Because the data is there, at that time data started available on the internet, so we want to integrate this kind of data. Our main product is the net broker. And also we developed some kind of data mining, especially the text mining, because the experiment is important in the agriculture, Japanese agriculture. So we started collecting the text data and how to search method to search this must be available text data. And also we started to collect agriculture vocabulary to understand Japanese agriculture. And also we started this, we want to try to make some kind of decision support system, but still we are trying to develop this kind. And this is the field server image. And the acquisition case, and it contains a web server, small web server in the small CPU. So it's a kind of passive type sensor node. Okay, and we also adapt the Wi-Fi here. If the Wi-Fi is not available, we can connect it to Wi-Fi, or now it's a 3G. I'm sorry, this is not good because I'm using LibreOffice and convert it to the Microsoft Office, so it's not good. Sorry. And the important thing is that they have cameras, because the image is very important in the, how to occur in the field, how to understanding the status of crop itself. So the image is very important for us. Why we don't use Wi-Fi because we want to use many data to understand the field. This is the field server. So this is the field server deployment image, and many field servers scattered in the field and create the sensor Wi-Fi range. And using this Wi-Fi range, they are connecting each user using meshnet protocol. And finally, using ADSL or fiber to phone or satellite connection or 3G, connected to the our data center. Of course, there are three spots, so that you bring your PC or your device here. You can enjoy internet here. Okay? And also the farmer can access their data in the field. It is also important. And we deploy field server everywhere. This is the rice field in the farm, and this is the maybe the desert area, and this is now the Nepal. And I think this is the this is the semi-arid area in the India, and this is the Namche in Himalaya. And I don't know. Anyway, we test field server in the world, everywhere in the world. And we successfully deploy. Very good example in Namche. We also operate field server at least 1 year. Now it's broken. And there is some developed a new sensor device called Open Field Server. Open Field Server, everything is open. For example, they're using Arduino here as a main CPU. Using using Arduino, and he also created design a new main board because the Arduino did not have the switch, so we like to add switch here to control the sensor or camera and so on. Of course, this main board architecture diagram also open. Arduino, the architecture also open, and this board is also open. And to connect the internet, we use ISA-shield. Using ISA-shield, we can easily connect our new open field server to the internet. And also, this field server, we can develop a firmware for Arduino to tweet all data to the Twitter. Okay. So this is also called Twitter. For more detail, please enjoy the seminar 1, talk 1, and seminar 9, talk 3. They are also talking about the state of our open field server. And we also developed agricultural model framework because the code of all agricultural model almost all relating to the data acquisition and data writing. So this model itself, amount of code is so small. It's a problem of the model development. So we designed this kind of framework and reduce the code and accelerate model implementation. And for the details, please join the seminar 5. And also, we develop a net broker. Net broker can hide all heterogeneous in the background database and provide one interface to the application. It is to integrate to hide this heterogeneously. We use metadata of each data source. And if you want to add a new data source here and write the small code, then all existing network client can access this data. So you can do this. Anyway, the network is focused on the observation weather data at that time. It's kind of a network application. This is the rice growth model. And this model implemented using our model development framework. Another one is the vine model. And another one is the field model. And another one is wind prediction model. And this one is our main product in the national project called the it represents the which kind variety of rice possibly maximal yield. This is the some kind of rice variety. And you can see the some result here. And color represents the difference of rice. And talk about our recent project we are showing. One is LEC. LEC is purpose of this program promotes the research and development to provide scientific knowledge for decision makers, especially in local government. This is the purpose of this project. And most important thing, science information based information. And another thing is climate change. So to adapt to climate change, we should make something useful for decision makers in local government. And in the LECA program, we are facing applied one project called development of decision support system for optimal agricultural production and global environment change. In this project, we want to develop local, more precise version of such rice production. Not only the amount of the yield. In this project, we are focusing on quality of rice and other crops. In this project, we are mainly acting in the data exchange and integration, model integration. And another group are sensing field. This data is used for validation of system and validation of each system and validation of the decision support last product decision support system. This is our decision support system image. One group are creating a high resolution downscaling data, and one group are creating a new crop model that can detect the quality of crops. And so another one is group are creating a new soil water models. We are combining this data source and data conversion service using data conversion service. Then we are trying to make a decision support. Of course, we are using this system to implement this. We try to use our model framework. And in this project, we should adapt the downscaling data. It is 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer. So many data are available at that point. And and also the downscaling data itself is our goal of another team. So there is we don't have now that kind of data. So I use another data. One is downscaling observation data, and another is weather forecast data from Japan Meteorological Agency and downscaling. To integrate this data, we can use all of our existing model for prediction. And another project is green. Anyway, it's also the against adaptation method, climatic change, and also it requires GS data. And in this green program, we applied a new project to detect the climatic effect in the Asian monsoon region. This is a DS diagram. It's difficult to explain, and I don't have enough time to follow. Anyway, all of the about 90% of Earth visualization data is accumulated here and provided to the researchers. And this is the Japanese competition Kujios. And our framework again also just differences here weather generator interface introduced our framework. Next, I will talk about the AFITA. AFITA is a non-profit group that are connecting education and research network in each country. And also research and education development groups of the users, also called AFITA. Agriculture working group purpose is promote collaboration using data and use AFITA network. So in this collaboration, we provide geofence and sensor web service, and also NAMSI project is also AFITA result. Please show this URL if you know more about AFITA agriculture working group. And the good thing I find the sensor network working groups also there. And we also deployed many sensors. This is the sensor network in Asia, and this is Thailand. This is also Thailand. Maybe 15. And this is Japan. I think this is 15 with agriculture weather station. This is the India rice field. And another thing is has a sensor network working group. So in the sensor networking working group, the sensor network virtualization are already done. And the sensor is many different sensors existing in the world. Using this virtualization layer, they can integrate sensor networks. But it's a sensor network virtualization. Also, many cross models exist. This is the one of them. It's designed to not difficult, not another framework is there. This is TSAT. You know, TSAT is now TSAT code now open, so we can use TSAT as a part of our framework. Also, this is our framework. And many decision support systems available in the world. This is the Thailand version. And this is a sensor-based decision support system. And this is the business, Japan here, Dr. Narayan here, IIT. But unfortunately, we can connect them now because many heterogeneous still exist. But this is the result. But I'm sure sensor networks are already there. Some of the satellites, some of the ground truths, and so on. And straight stars are already available in cheap price, so we can use them. And computing services also available. Using this computing system, we can develop some kind of model and decision support system. And then we can provide a global application here. To do so, it is important to massively measurement in the field. Sensor network is the key. And another thing is standardization to connect each other. And another thing is collaboration. Anyway, the agricultural meeting we decided the correct right sensor network system and create one side. All information gathered in this system and provided the last documentary system by Dr. Software. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kiula, for this impressive talk. I think this stream will come through definitely. Okay. Is there any question? Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. The field server has been implemented or deployed in many fields and in many countries so far. But we know each field or each farm has different requirement. Maybe each farm cultivate different crops, different technology. In this condition, we have a lot of variability aspect. I have a question. How do you compose or do you deploy or develop your field server to accommodate this variability aspect? So the field server can be deployed to each farm in various variability aspect.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Actually, the field server is a kind of the concept. So you can make your own field server to adapt the local scale. Is that okay?
For example, in farm A, we need temperature and humidity sensor. Maybe in farm B, we need just soil sensor. But in my opinion, it's very difficult to configure, to modify both the hardware side and software side. So maybe do you use one kind of software engineering concept or something like that? Because this is closely related with my research. In my opinion, the sensor network now a family of product. So we have a lot of variant of the sensor network.
Yes, so there is many kinds of sensor networks and the field survey is one kind of sensor network.
Yes.
And if the field survey, there's really importance in the field survey, highly customized. Okay? Because it's all of the architecture is open. So you can import.
So if I want to use your field server in my country, for example, I can compose from scratch or reuse some component.
Of course.
Okay. Excuse me. Due to our time start limitation, so maybe you can discuss
Thank you very much.
the workshop. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hyula.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. It is a very easy talk to follow after three previous speakers because I don't need to explain why WSN is so useful in our culture field or why we use it or why we provide smart service for the farmers. So today I'm going to talk about a project which is led by Professor Zhang for at least 6 years. We have worked on this for 6 years, and right now we have captured some attention from like Council of Agriculture and National Science Council, as well as Intel Corporation. And why Intel is like making a patent chip like Intel. Intel is so interested in this project. Why? Because they also recognize agriculture is one of the key elements to human sustainability. So they also want to use their latest technology to help us to improve our system, to make it more useful, to make it more energy efficient, or make it more easier to be installed everywhere, not only in Taiwan but in the global in different countries. So as you can see, that I work with Intel. Okay, this is online. I'll just skip it because we don't have much time. Right now, why do we care about using WSN technology to monitor the in-field variation? Because it is important for us to recognize these facts that we are now experiencing climate change. Climate change, why we need to focus on this point? Because we can see many disasters occurring around the globe. Not earthquake, I mentioned. Not earthquake. It's like a heavy rainfall, or like tornadoes or typhoons. And right now, because the greenhouse emission increased so rapidly, so the climate change effect is now more and more severe. So we have shifting season problems and more extreme weather events. And these events, and this event can cause the rainfall pattern to change, and also you also can feel that the ambient temperature outside is increasing year after year. So the higher temperature will cause we focusing on the Oriental fruit fly to proliferate. So we will have more pests in our agricultural farm. So it causes more problems, like it can reduce the productivity of a farm, of an orchard. And then we also have an increasing number of global population. So this leads to another very severe problems like a food crisis. So in order to solve these questions, solve these problems, we need to understand our environment first. So that is why we use
sensor technology to monitor the microclimate in our farm field. And so we can also, in the Professor Wang's presentation, we also have a pest trap to capture the Oriental fruit fly. So we can count the number or the pest population of Oriental fruit fly real time. So that is a key element for us to understand the association between the pest population and the weather condition. So you all know weather forecast. Then right now we're trying to do is to forecast the pest population or pest density in the next week. So that's the key point that we need to work on in this project. Okay, so we have think some scenario or some method for us to improve our farming system. One is using the wireless sensor network because it can increase our knowledge regarding the weather condition and our field condition. And then we can do some forecast, which is very important. Like in the morning, the keynote given by Minister Zhang that the cloud itself must provide smart service, so forecast itself is a very important factor. Because forecast is the key to give knowledge to those who do not have raw data of their farm, or for those who are unable to acquire all information in their farm. And then we have third strategy to manage the risk level of pest outbreak is to use our food systems, like if a farm that use our system to monitor their farming system, then they can use a tag on their product, says that, okay, I have a monitoring system to help me improve my my farm. So I don't need to use many pesticides. So my fruit is more healthy for human. So they can sell their fruit a little bit expensive. It can make them, it can improve their profit. That is important. And also, at the view of consumer, they can select which fruit which is more healthy for them. Because for some fruit that doesn't have many, doesn't have much pesticide residence, most of the customers will try one. Okay, this is more healthy for me, like organic. Then, in order to produce this service, like a forecast, we have two limitations. Like the first one is lack of data, just explained by Professor Wang, and also poor efficiency because it takes 20 days for us to get the field condition from the government. So that is why we can use wireless sensor network for us to improve the system's efficiency. Okay, and what contribution can technology offer or can technology make? This is, I just like to make some jokes like, I've been asked this question a few times when I was trying to get into the US, or when I trying to get a visa from the US. It's like, okay, you're working in agriculture, so why do you have the meeting with Intel? It is, they make chips, right? Why do they have anything to do with agriculture? And actually, they have many things to do because they're now working on the ICT technology and also working on remote sensing and the field computing or cloud computing, pervasive sensing technology. So they are very interested in agriculture because this is the a perfect platform for them to test their technology, to test the dream in their mind that their sensors, their device can work everywhere. So this is the current status of our system. Like we have deployed at least around 20 WSN-based sensor networks around Taiwan, and some of them are standalone monitoring stations. So this is somewhat from internal view. This is a large-scale deployment, and we have some sort of system architecture which is pretty complex. But I found that this figure is very simple for us to explain our system architecture. The first one is the standalone station, monitoring station. Oh, sorry. Oh. This is pretty tricky. Okay, this is the standalone monitoring station. We have MSP-based, it's like a microprocessor-based device deployed in the field, and it also equipped with test trap and weather station to measure the weather condition in the field. And another kind is WSN-based monitoring station down here. And we have made different kind of field gateway just introduced by Professor Wang. And we also deployed many wireless sensor nodes in the farm. So we can acquire high temporal and spectral resolution data. So this is allow us to make more comprehensive analysis of those data and find out some relationship or correlation in the data. And all the information are collected by the gateway through ZigBee protocol. And the information are transmitted back to the database using not satellite, using the GSM-based station. The satellite just help us to locate the position of our network. And the GSM-based station, or right now we're upgrading our system to 3G system, so we can install our system everywhere, as long as we can make a cell phone call in the field. And then all the information is transmitted back to the database. And we also have some algorithms to analyze this information, and then people, like ordinary people or farmers or government officials, will be able to acquire those information using their cell phone, using their smartphone, or using iPad, iPhone, or using their computers, because all the information are available through the internet. Okay, this is system architecture. Just skip it. Okay, let's just start from what we allow the system administrators to do with our system. This platform is called the host control platform, which is made by LabVIEW. And we can use this platform to control all of the network we deployed in the field. And remote control means that we can just stay in the lab and sit in front of a computer, and we can control all of the network. And we can also pull out some historical information. And as I just mentioned, we have test trap, and we use infrared sensor to count the entrance event of Oriental fruit fly. So basically, some sensors are pretty, some sensors consumes a lot of energy, like infrared sensors. So we also allow this platform to turn on or turn off preferred sensors anytime, anywhere. So we can save energy, like in the night we don't have fruit fly in the field, we can just turn it off. So we can prolong the system lifetime. And also we have some a mechanism for us to send a warning message to the farmers or to the government officials when the pest density increases to a certain threshold. We'll inform the government, inform the farmers, so they can do some precautionary actions as soon as possible before a pest outbreak event occurs. Which is pretty important function because this reduces the use of pesticide. They can just cover the fruit up or do something else. Just don't use the pesticide. So it can improve the quality of our fruit or to improve human health. And also, this is a WCM, right? A wider sensor network. So it can be self-organized into a network. In this platform, we can assign desired topology or let it reconfigure itself again using this platform. So if the availability of a network reduced to like below 70%, we can just send a command trying to reinitialize this network. So maybe some of the link that's broken can maybe just like another question just asked before, that maybe the environment change can cause the topology to change. And in this system, we also have a dynamic topology management, which means that when the environment changes, the original link is not available, then it can automatically switch to another node trying to relay the information back to the gateway. So the backend database can receive the information. Again, this is the information that we're trying to capture. One is the temperature, and the second humidity, and then illumination and pest number, and then the power. Power means the battery level. And we found that temperature and humidity are the key factors that can influence the population dynamics of oriental fruit fly. And this is the database I just gave it. And this is the information displayer, and we call it, in Chinese we call it 战情系统. Okay. And this displayer is on the TV hanging on the wall of our laboratory, so everyone in the lab can keep their eye on all of the network in Taiwan. So if there's a spot switch to a red color, we can see that okay, that network could be broken. So we should reinitialize it. If it doesn't help, we should send someone to fix it. And this is an interesting plot, which because all you know that Taiwan there are all like 4 or 5 typhoons that can hit Taiwan every year. So if typhoon comes this way, we can see that. Oh, I'm sorry. If typhoon comes this way, we can see that the gray spot is starting from here. When typhoon comes this way, we can see the gray spot coming from here. Right? And also, we not only for system administrators. Oops. I think I don't have enough time. Not only for system administrators, we also offer some information for public, like a demo system. Like this is a 3D demo system used to offer information for ordinary people, like people who have doesn't work in the farm or who has no knowledge regarding our system or regarding the agricultural system, they can use it because we introduce our system and also we use our data to display here. So we will have real-time information delivered here. And also we have an information queuing interface, which means that if there's a pest outbreak event going to occur, like in Pingdong, and then Pingdong will become red, will be marked in red color. This is a quite important function in this system. And then we can also integrate Google Earth to provide spectral distribution of pest population. So we can see the direction of pest invasion, or we can find out which part we should clean up, which part of the orchard we should clean up, right? And then we can just skip it. The most important part is that we use the past 90 days historical information like temperature and humidity and the pest density to predict the pest density or the trend of the pest density in the next week. This is I think this is quite valuable information offered in the system. And if you use the iPad or iPhone, we also develop an interface for you to find out some information of our system, or you can acquire real-time information as well. And you can also do some statistical analysis using your iPhone, because this is always best. So most of the computations is at our side. We just give you the result. Okay, and this is the control panel I just introduced. And we also, many people ask this question to us that have you ever proved the sensor reading of your system? Because if the data is wrong, how can we do with that? Okay, we also select some special event like typhoon attack or heavy rainfall, and we compare with the reading measured from our CWB, the Central Weather Bureau. And we found that the trend is pretty much the same, and also the cumulative rainfall volume, the trend is also the same. And we also verify our pest track. We use our pest track to count the number of traps captured by our system, as well as we add some farmers to help counting the pest number trapped inside the bottle. And we've also found that the trend is the same. Okay, let's just skip it. And these are the, okay. And these are the spectral distribution, and this is the recently completed interface which gives information like statistical analysis and current status and forecast results and spectral distribution of pests, and also some suggestions. Okay. As I said, that we have been working on this for 6 years, but we think that this system can become very useful in other countries. So we also try to promote our system to different continents, like Europe Union, and right now we also capture some attention from them. So if you have interest to cooperate, you can talk to me or talk to Professor John over there. Thank you very much.